Hello everybody, Noria here again. So a couple of videos ago, I made my booktube newbie tag video, where I said I was going to do a Q&A video, and for making over 100 subscribers. You all surprised me because now it's over 250 subscribers. So yeah, thank you very much. I hope I continue to make content that you all enjoy. Once again, thank you to Read with Cindy for sending quite a number of you my way. I'm thankful. Okay, so you had a lot of questions, so I'll just get right into it. Okay, so so the very first question was, okay, I had three questions, all of them from Binti of Positive Writer. You should totally check him out. He's amazing. The very first question he asked was, what's my favorite PS4 game? Because I mentioned, like, there was this tweet where we were told to say other hobbies we had other than reading, and I did mention that I love and play PS4 games. Okay, so in answer to that question, Binta, it will most likely be, okay, see, for a very long time it was Uncharted 4, because that game is cinematic. It's so fucking fantastic. Love it. But then I played Assassin's Creed Origins and I love it. Like, Assassin's Creed Origin is a fucking fantastic game. So yes, I would say as of now, it's my favorite, all-time favorite PS4 game. But something tells me that Assassin's Creed Odyssey would top that list, just because one, you can choose the gender of your players, and then two, I get the chance to make Cassandra gay as fuck. So yes, for now it's Assassin's Creed Origins. I'm sure it'll be replaced with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and just in case you have not figured it out, I love Assassin's Creed a lot, a whole lot. So my next question is, favorite thing about booktube. I think the answer to that will be the community. Having a community of like-minded people who also love books and love talking about books, and love sharing in the love we all have for books. Yes, that is my absolute favorite thing about booktube. Getting the chance to discover new books, read new books, talk about new books, reread old books, talk about old books. Like, the community, that's the best thing about booktube for me. Okay, so the next question is, do you write? If so, what genre? Yes, I write. I've been writing off and on for about I think I would say since I was in school, since I was like 11. No, not 11. Yeah, 11, 12. But off and on. I write a lot of contemporary stories, and also a lot of fantasy. Actually, I think I write more fantasy than I do contemporary stories, just because I like fantastical creatures and I love playing with myth and superstition and weaving it into stories. And yes, it's probably also influenced by the fact that I love reading fantasy. So yes, I love writing fantasy, YA, adults, both. The next question is, do you have any YA or middle grade fantasy by an author from Africa to recommend? And this is from Kat. Okay, so I do have a couple of books to recommend. Like, I love talking about books. Okay, so the very first is Zara The Windseeker by Nnedi Okorafor. This was back when she still had the Imbachu tag to it. So I know a lot of people know her as Nnedi Okorafor, but she used to be Nnedi Okorafor Mbachu. Now she's just Nnedi Okorafor, and this is a middle grade story. But yes, this is one book I recommend, just because it's also fantastical. She's African. It's set in like African setting. There's like a lot of African mysticism and juju mixed into it, which is, I would always recommend this. Still going with my Nnedi trend, I would also recommend like the other books by Nnedi, although they are more YA than they are middle grade. I think Zara The Windseeker is the only middle grade book she's actually written. The next book by her I would recommend is What Sonny Saw in the Flames, and Sonny and the Mysteries of Osisi. These two books, you would know them more popularly by their international published names. This is Akata Witch and this is Akata Warrior. Both mystical, both Nadia Okorafor. I definitely recommend. I would also recommend a Binti series. I initially wanted to get like all the books in the trilogy, but then I saw that she has this compilation, a collection of all the Binti books into this giant hardcover. I think she has like some other stories she's going to add to it. She's been talking about it on Twitter. If you follow her on Twitter, that she's putting together like the last set of stories and everything. So I'm waiting until that comes out in March. Then I'll get that. So yes, definitely recommend Binti. It's more YA sci-fi than it is YA fantasy, but it's still perfect. It's still amazing and you'll love it. And lastly, by Nadia Okorafor, I will recommend Ufia's Death. Definitely YA fantasy. I just finished reading this book. I would have a review of it up in my readathon blog when I finally do put it up. But I enjoyed it and I will recommend it as well. Yes, thank you. So now other books, other YA books that I would recommend. You've definitely seen this baby all around. Tomi Adeyemi is a Nigerian American author, so I think she still fits the bill. Definitely Children of Blood and Bone. I would recommend. I would also recommend Beast of the Night and Crown of Thunder, both by Tochi Oyebuchi. It's also YA fantasy. It's also a Nigerian American author. The city Kos in the book is actually based off of Lagos. He's mentioned it in like interviews and stuff, so yes, which I think is amazing. Another book I would recommend, another YA book I would recommend is Of Women and Frogs by Bisi Adjapon. This character starts like in her teenage years and then we follow her as she grows and evolves over time. I think till when she enters uni, but I will still categorize it as YA because a lot of the character growth and development and a lot of the story takes place while she's like a teenager and she's growing and stuff. The next book I would also recommend, which is also YA, is yes, Chimamanda Adichie's Purple Hibiscus. Kimberly is 15 when the story starts, and then we delve into her family life to understand and basically follow her until she becomes the girl at the end. Like, it's YA and it's also so much more than YA. What am I even saying? It's YA and it's amazing and I love it. So yes, definitely Purple Hibiscus. The last book I would recommend, middle grade YA book by an African author, is Wale Soyinka's Ake. It's a memoir, so unlike all the other books in my list, it's not fiction. It's actually a memoir of his childhood days. I think it's Ake early years or childhood years or something like that. But I remember I read it as a kid. I think I was like 14, 15 when I first read it, and I loved it. I think I read it like 3-4 times before I lent it to someone and they never returned it back. But yes, I would definitely recommend you try out Ake by Wale Soyinka. The next question is, what book do you think needs to be talked about more on BookTube and in general? If I was saying like not a specific book but like a wider genre, I would say that BookTube tends to focus on quite a lot of like traditional publishing companies, you know, and we do not really delve into indie publishers. Yes, I do. I have a couple I'll probably recommend. Eventually, I actually have a video I want to do for that. But if I was to say one specific book, I would choose this book, a book I just discovered this year. I just finished reading it. I just put up a review of it. Yes, The Poppy War by Araf Kwang. Like, I think not enough booktubers are talking about that book. That book is fucking fantastic. If you want to know how much I love it, I will put up the review over here. Go check it out. It's brilliant. Fucking brilliant. I love it. I think we should talk more about it. It's historical fantasy. There's a lot of things I love about that book. It's fantastic. I love it. Yes, so definitely I would recommend that. So the next question I have is, when's the next review coming? And what's the lucky book? This is by Kibrika. Okay, so the next review is going to be going live on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday evening. And I have just started reading it. I'm actually looking forward to talking about it because I met the author Michael Donkor in Ake, and he did a reading. He answered good questions. I had a conversation with him even before he went for the panel, and it just sounded like a great book. It just sounded like a great book, and that is this pretty, like, isn't she stunning? Hold by Michael Donkor. So yes, you should look forward to this book. I'm going to put up the review of it on Thursday, so I'll let you know what my thoughts are. The next question I have is, what is the worst book you have ever read? And what is a book that best describes you best? Both are from Dear Trisha. Okay, so I know a lot of the times on this channel I always talk about books I love. That's because this month has been good to me so far, like within the period when I started this channel. The books I've read so far have been good to me. The worst book I ever read, when did I read it? I read 12 years ago. Why am I saying 12? No. I read about 13 to 14 years ago. Yes, like the very first time I read it. 14 years ago, it was The Last Duty by Isidore Okwewo. Now, this book, like I said, I read it 14 years ago. I cannot remember the characters' names, but I very vividly remember the plot of that shitty ass book. Where do I start? So this book is about a man. It takes place during the Nigerian Civil War, which was in like 67 to 1970. This guy, how do I best describe it? So you have this piece of shit jackass of a guy who is jealous of this other piece of shit jackass of a guy. They are both neighbors. Now the first guy who's jealous of the second guy, right? Although the second guy does not even really pay any attention to the first guy, the jealous twat. So this second guy is a soldier, and when the civil war kicks in between Biafra and Nigeria, when the civil war kicks in, soldier guy goes to war, leaving behind his wife. Now, first guy, who is a jackass and a piece of shit, believes that the best way in order to settle this stupid ass beef that he thinks he has with the second guy is for him, that's the first guy, believes that the best way to settle this beef he has with the second guy is for him to have sex with the second guy's wife. And he's planning this because he knows that the war is going to be long and this woman is going to be lonely, and he basically tries to manipulate her into having sex with him just so he can get back at her husband. Yes. And then but she refuses because she's not interested, and she's like really invested in her husband coming back home, but she's dependent on this guy because it's not like she has any livelihood and things are hard, and this guy has connections with the military, so he basically always has food and stuff like that, and he tries to manipulate her into having sex with him, but she would not. But she's lonely and she's scared, and her husband has been gone for years. And then there's this other guy in the area who is disabled. I think he has a limp or something. Yes, the ableism in this fucking book, like the misogyny is not bad enough. No, you have to throw in an ample ounce of ableism, to make it all complete. Anyway, there's this other guy, I think he's limp, or he has a stump. I think he has a stump or something, I'm not sure. But basically, this other guy in the area who the wife of the second man gravitates towards, and like close to the end of the book, she has sex with this guy because she's needy, she's been sex deprived. It's understandable, she wants human companionship, and unlike dickhead number one, this other guy is actually pretty sweet, so she has sex with him. But dickhead number one is so outraged that he can't fucking believe that she will choose a man who he believes is less of a man because he's disabled. Like I said, the ableism in this book is fucking disgusting. And then he's outraged and disgusted. And finally, her husband comes back from the war. After 3 years, he comes back. And this piece of shit tells the husband that, oh, your wife was sleeping with this other guy. Can you imagine? And then the husband was so disgusted and distraught that he walks into enemy fire and dies. And that's the end of the piece of shit book known as The Last Duty by Isidore Okwewo. Can you tell how much I hate this book? Can you? Trisha's second question was, what is a book that best describes you best? Okay, so trying to wipe out all memories of that stupid book. Okay, I think the book I would choose for that is Freshwater by Akweke Emezi. Now, initially I was actually a bit confused because I was not sure if I wanted to go with Freshwater or George Eliot's Silas Manor, because both books were not exactly like, both books and both characters, lead characters in the book, were not exactly as they appeared, and I think that's usually the case for me. But I ended up going with Freshwater, not just because it's one of my favorite books, but also because I think that when people meet me, they have two impressions. I can either be very exuberant, very outgoing, I'm loud, I'm opinionated, I can be very angry, I can be very slightly sadistic, yes, all of those things. Or I can be quiet and I can be sweet and I can be gentle and calming. Yes, that's the word lots of booktubers have used about me. They can be very calm. Sometimes I am not. And I guess that is just the reason why I think this book best describes me, because the Ada is filled with so many different personas and they are all them. Every single one of them is the Ada. The Ada is an entity, a being that is made up of different people all existing inside their body. And I always feel like I wouldn't say I have different faces, but I would say I have different parts of me, and they are all and unique, and they all make me. And I can be sometimes destructive, sometimes nurturing, sometimes cutting, sometimes kind, sometimes harsh, sometimes happy, sometimes angry. I just feel like the reason why I connect so much with this book is because I see myself in the characters in this book. Not just the characters, just the other, but there are many selves. So, yes, I think Freshwater by Akweke Emezi is a book that best describes me. Yes. So the next question I got is, what is your favorite book series? And this is from Court the Reader. Um, you know, for a very long time it was Harry Potter, and Harry Potter would always have a special place in my heart. And this is so hard to answer because my go-to is always Harry Potter. But and I have so many favorite book series. To be honest, I don't think I can specifically say, okay, this is the one favorite series of all time. You have to give me like a chance to say 10 books. So I would rather answer it as my favorite book series of the last 5 years. Okay, of the last 5 years, and for that would definitely be Lee Bardugo's Six of Crows duology, Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. I can gush about this book all day long, all year long. I love it. I love the characters, I love the plot, I love the pacing, I love every inch of it. Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, they hold my soul. They would always be one of my favorite books ever. So yes, my favorite book series of the last 5 years, definitely Six of Crows. My favorite book series ever, I can't choose one right now. I know I'm cheating, I'm sorry. And I don't just want to go with Harry Potter because like Harry Potter keeps popping in my head. But yeah, in the last 5 years, I would definitely say Six of Crows. I know a lot of people are like, but I don't know. I'm sorry. I can't answer that question. I'm sorry. There are too many. I love too many book series. I cannot narrow it down to one. I just can't. I'm sorry. But last 5 years, definitely Six of Crows duology. Definitely. Okay. So the next question says, do you accept the Cursed Child and Fantastic Beasts series as canon within the Harry Potter universe? The answer to that is no. I just finished watching Crimes of Grindelwald. How? Why? What did we ever do wrong? That's like the only thing I can like. No, I do not accept Cursed Child and Fantastic Beasts series as canon because in my book, it is fan fiction. Although Newt Scamander is like, I love Newt. I think Newt is amazing, but Those books, no, no. I do not. I do not accept the play, Cursed Child. I do not accept the movies, Fantastic Beasts. Definitely not Crimes of Grindelwald. Because that ending, no, no, no. What would you have changed about the series? I'm guessing you mean about the Harry Potter series itself. Okay, the series, I would have added more diversity. I would have added more people of color. I would have made them dispensable. Giving them actual lead roles rather than just be there to prop up the white protagonists. I would have definitely added more queer characters, not any of those, oh, retcon, Dumbledore is gay, and the reason why Harry never noticed is because, what do we really know about our teachers? Like, no, please, don't tell me Dumbledore is gay after the fact. I would have definitely added more characters, more queer characters. And lastly, I would have given Harry some flaws because, no, I am not a fan of Mary Sue's. I'm not a fan of Gary Stu's. I believe that characters should be flawed in some way because human beings are flawed, and when you're perfect, I have questions. Like, Harry needed more flaws. Sorry, is sometimes blundering ways and stupidity does not count as flaws. I'm sorry. The last question says, and most importantly, what's your Hogwarts house? I am a proud Slytherin, like very proud. I've taken the test like 4 to 5 different times, even before Pottermore was established, and all times I have been Slytherin. I wear my crest with pride. Um, yes, not like anybody should be surprised. Like my alignment chart, I am always chaotic evil every time I take the test. I'm a 8W7. I'm just I'm a Slytherin, and I'm damn proud of it. So yes, thank you once again to everybody who sent in questions. I love and cherish every single one of you, and I hope I would see you soon. Technically, actually, well, I will be seeing you on Thursday with my review of Hold by Michael Danko. Until then, bye.